What's going on, Benchwarmers? Welcome back to another episode. We hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Sorry we did not put any content out. We were too busy eating and sleeping it off and watching some amazing footy, which we will definitely go over with you guys soon enough. But before we get into all that, I am one of your hosts, Eric the Instigator, Nico Nick, and Marco
El Dormido.
the sleepy one. Is here with us as always. Unfortunately, John, a.k.a. Gak, could not make it today. We did want to get him here because of, obviously, this past weekend's results, this matchup coming up, and the big news that has just been announced, I believe it was today or last night, about their new manager.
I think it was this morning.
This morning, right?
Official announcement.
So we'll get into all that in this episode, but as always, all the socials, all that good stuff is going to be down below in the description. We appreciate any support, all the following, and just your input. We definitely appreciate all that. Thank you so much. If you can leave a review and a comment on this podcast, it definitely helps us getting out there more. So thank you for that as well. We really appreciate that. And come share your voice on the bench because
we have space.
Yeah, we have one. I mean, maybe we can move over. We can definitely make it squeeze. Unfortunately, no live stream for these games coming up this week because it is during a weekday, and unfortunately, we have our 9 to 5s that we have to go to, and he has his 9 to 3, right? 9 to 3,
4 to 8.
40. Wait, what?
His work.
Oh, I was on my school.
And it's what 7 to 12, right?
7:30 to 12.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yes.
Senior year, bro.
When it's half days, I get out at 11.
Oh, you're a senior. Yeah. That is right. I forgot.
Senior, bro. Imagine having those hours, but for your whole school year, like for every year.
Dude, yo, I forgot how good that was, man. Senior year, you could leave for lunch and go like. I never had money, so I just stayed at lunch. So. And all my friends were there too, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm staying with my friends. I'm not going out for lunch. But yeah, man, damn, good times, memories, man. How are you enjoying your senior year?
No, it's fun. I definitely know like I have to enjoy it because it's only 1 year.
Damn, you're a senior already.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's only 1 year. It's not only 1 year, but the last seniors didn't get to enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
So you have to enjoy it for them too, in a way.
I feel like a lot of people are like they missed all of last year, like you said, that they want to explode this year and do something big. So maybe for your senior smash, whatever it is you guys do this year,
definitely hit up Eric because he is a killer on that.
Eric's the OG. He's the mastermind.
I'm a master at not going because I was suspended from my last week of school. I didn't even get to walk for my graduation. So fuck you guys.
That is the worst like suspension you can ever.
I mean, look.
In a way. I mean, you did it two different other times.
I didn't give a fuck because I got my diploma as all everybody cared about. I just wanted to get that done with. But I felt bad for my parents because they wanted to see me walk.
Oh, the ceremony is boring, bro. You said you promised them the college one, so you got it.
Yeah, dude. The ceremony, it was kind of like it was funny. Like those of us who got suspended were across the street at one of our friends' porches, looking over at the graduation, like sad little puppies, like.
Also, you were there, but not
you weren't allowed on school property.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't allowed.
So you weren't allowed to watch it?
No, not to go outside. Yeah, you have to be outside.
We were across the street. One of this girl that we knew. We were on her porch and we were just watching over, and then we're like, damn. And that time we went to play soccer.
That's funny.
And they all went to senior smash, which I did not get to take part of, unfortunately. I never got to watch a hypnotist in live.
I think you had it right the first time.
I did it?
Yeah.
Hypnotist. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
But I never got to see one in person, and I was excited to finally see it because they always have it at Senior Smash. I never saw it. Never saw, somebody pretended they were a duck or something. That would have been fun to watch.
I mean, they would have picked you, and you would have to.
I would have loved it. As long as there's video of it, I would have been extremely happy with it.
Can you imagine Eric be like, "Oh, with me"?
Oh, the whole time, bro. Shit, man. This video of it, I would definitely be all about it. But man, senior year, bro. Any ideas to what you want to pursue after school?
I don't know. Maybe journalism.
Sports journalism. I think we spoke about that.
Need to put aside my trolling and put on my professional glasses.
I mean, there's professional trollers out there that.
I mean, look at fucking Gary Neville. Look at Jimmy Carragher. Look at Roy Keane.
Well, they're not, I feel like they're not bad.
They're not. The thing is that with them, they're athletes. They're former athletes, so they have their perspective.
Yeah.
But somebody like us coming into it is like we're just kind of talking more of just like a statistical point of view, not of an actual emotional like player point of view. So
you have a different view of what's going on, or better understanding of what's going on.
Not better understanding, but a different understanding.
Yeah.
So, but that's good, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But we live in the present.
We live in the present. Damn, we live in the present. And speaking of the present, let's talk about these. Before we get to the present, let's go to the past a little bit. And by the past, I mean this past weekend. And kick it off with the first game that happened this weekend, which was Arsenal versus Newcastle. Ready for kickoff, boys?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. 2-0 to the Gunners. 7:30 in the morning. I know I was awake. Marco, were you?
I was half awake, half asleep. I did watch, and I saw your text message.
I know.
I did watch Martinelli's goal. I was awake for that one.
So all right. So for like your team's games at 7:30, what time do you guys normally?
I try to wake up at 7 to 7:15 just to get like the coffee and all that shit. But for this one, I try and I couldn't. I had a bad night before.
How about you?
I usually wake up at least half hour before kickoff. I like to watch the pre-match.
I can just imagine Eric at 5:30 in the morning. Alarm goes off and he's in his Arsenal.
Oh, you already know me. I wake up, bro. I wake up.
He goes like this. He goes. The gear is already on.
I'm already suited up. I'm a full kit wanker at the bed.
Eric wakes up like the Undertaker. With this fucking
with the bucket hat with the Arsenal thing on. I woke up. Soccer at Elvis Smith Road. Nah, but I like to wake up like at least half an hour before because I like to watch the pre-match.
Yeah,
it's always enjoyable to me. I like to hear their input. The Robbies are the fucking best.
Yeah, no,
they're my favorite.
Their podcast is great.
Yeah, they're my favorite people of all time. When it comes to that, but yeah, no, I wait half hour beforehand. You know, get the jitters out of the way, get my coffee like Marco said, eat my breakfast, so I'm not like during the game and shit. Because I'm already because of the nerves and shit. But yeah, this game, early kickoff. Let me ask you guys this, and I heard this on one of my other Arsenal podcasts that I listened to, and kind of does relate to everybody in this situation. But how do you feel about those early kickoff games? First, as you're the person at home watching it, and also for the players and the fans that are watching it live.
I feel like for me, I've gotten so used to it, like waking up so early, especially for my team. Because if it's my team, like, especially right now, Liverpool, like, they have pretty good players right now, so I want to watch every single game that they play. So whether it's at 7:30 in the morning, even if like I know some of like the fans in Asia, they wake up at 4 in the morning, which is like mad respect to you, man.
Well, World Cup that's gonna be us.
Exactly. Yeah. But as in terms of like the players and the coaches' perspective out in the UK, I can definitely understand the outrage, especially with like you kind of see like Klopp complaining or whatever about, but he's kind of right at some point because what if you play a Wednesday game at Saturday, your early kickoff, and usually I've heard that the atmospheres in stadiums aren't as best at 12:30 p.m. in the UK, which can also have a pretty big effect on.
You hit the nail right on the head because that's where I was going with it because this podcast I listen to I'll shout them out because I mean they have like a million more listeners than we do. Arsblog, Arscast, they're fucking great. He goes to the game every he has season tickets and he says he was at this past game and it's so early that the fans, it takes a while for them to kind of get into the game. Maybe a few more pints to get inside of them, get some food in them, get them energetic and hyped up. Yeah, those early kickoffs can definitely, bring down the atmosphere to a team, and I think we all see that the atmosphere definitely correlates with the team performance.
Remember what Diego always says for fantasy: don't bet on early kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably has a pretty decent effect on games, just because, like you said, there's not as big as an atmosphere. Imagine like the Emirates under the floodlights against this Thursday against United. Although it's against United, but like any game under the floodlights at 8 p.m. in the UK, it's always going to be such a better atmosphere.
This is definitely this game coming up for United and Arsenal. That's going to be one of the situations. So the atmosphere is going to be insane. But let's talk about this game a little bit. Arsenal 2-0. Emil Smith, Saka and Martinelli on the score sheet. First goal, great team goal. As far as the youth that built up on that, which was Tavares, Sambi, Emil Smith Rowe, and Saka to finish it. And then Martinelli with the beautiful second touch of the game finish coming off the bench. But before we actually get into all the, I guess, the performance and everything, Marco, what was your big takeaway from this game, and what are you excited to see going into the United game?
My big takeaway is I think we are missing a lot using Aubameyang up top. And I feel that it's time. And I think Kyle also mentioned it this weekend. I think that it's time for maybe to hit the bench for a little bit and see that that the team can do well without him on the field, because we're not doing anything with him on the field. So let's show him that we can do without him on the field.
I mean, he missed a sitter in this.
Yeah,
game
it hit the post.
He should have put that away.
He should have put that away. I mean, sucks, but yeah, he should have. So I think that's the big takeaway. I think it sucks. He's our captain and everything, but I think he should rock the bench for a little bit. Laka should be up there, maybe even Martinelli, because Martinelli came in, and yeah, I think you were the one that mentioned that he had 3 chances on the third when he scored it, and it was a beautiful volley. I mean, what a goal!
Yeah, it was a second touch in. I think 96 seconds into the game,
yeah. And he was. I don't think it's a player that we haven't seen play consistently.
To do a goal like that,
and to do
that's a quality goal.
You have to have
balls.
Yeah, and
I'll tell you why, because his focus is on the ball the entire time. Any other, I'm gonna say English goalkeeper doesn't give a fuck. Straight old school English keeper that's coming out knee high. So he would have not seen that coming and taken that straight to the chin. Mm-hmm. So for him to go out, for him to not even focus on the goalkeeper, just see where the ball is going and get good contact on it. I think that's a lot of bravery from him. And yeah, man, to your point, I think Aubameyang should get dropped.
I think it's good for him to realize that the team can continue without him and see if he really wants to be in that team.
Yeah. Now, we'll see what happens with Aubameyang. He's obviously just on the extension. Lacazette's contract is coming to an end this summer. There's rumors for him to sign a 1-year extension on top of that. Will it happen? We don't know. But as far as the actual team performances go, I think that's turned it around completely from the start of the season. Arsenal are actually the team that has earned the most points at home.
In the Premier League?
In the Premier League. Making an Emirates, which you would usually think that of being Liverpool and undestructible. But that's what Arteta did say in the beginning. He wants to make the Emirates in a fortress, which is exactly what it's looking like. And 6 clean sheets. Defensively looking like a fortress too, man. 6 clean sheets. I think the highest is 8 clean sheets. And I think that's...
it might be Chelsea.
Yeah, it might be Chelsea. And then Man City right behind them is 7.
I'll check.
But, I mean, for a team that was going to get relegated a few months ago, looking really good right now. And that's a lot of faith in the youth players. Yeah, I still think there has to be more balance between the youth and the experienced players in that team. But as far as what they're building right now, kind of like what you said, you have a lot of good players in your team, so you're excited to see them. I'm not saying that all of our players are world-class, but I'm excited to see them progress and continue developing because it looks like they're getting better and better each time around.
And my main takeaway from this game is Martinelli, but not on Martinelli, it's more on Nicolas Pepe. He's done, bro. He's done. He's played a combined total of 5 minutes in Arsenal's last 4 Premier League games. Since he got subbed up, I think it was Crystal Palace. I think that might have been. But he is done, bro.
I think he's done. They're also saying that he's a second half season player, which I don't like that. We don't need a second.
That sucks.
We need a full season player.
Yeah, exactly.
Because statistically, his previous seasons, he does better in the second half.
But he's also played consistently the first half of the season to get that form for the second half. But he's not playing. So how is he going to do that?
He must not be doing something right. Because if by looking at the performances that who's been playing, Tavares, he was awarded for his good performances. Granted, his last one was pretty bad against Liverpool, but they stuck with him and he played this game. So the fact that he rewards good performances also tells me he's not going to play someone who doesn't want to give it all for the shirt, for the crest on the shirt. Mm-hmm. So I don't think Pepe's going to give it all. I said it last time, I'll say it again. As of right now, I mean, it's kind of it's in the pudding. He's a flop.
Yeah, and I think my point was kind of confusing because I said my main takeaway is Martinelli, but not Martinelli. My takeaway was Martinelli getting subbed on instead of Pepe.
Because everybody thought it was Pepe.
Exactly, which shows that Arteta has no faith in Pepe at all.
He lost him,
it's not even his game in the last 4 Premier League games, which
sucks.
It sucks because at Ligue 1 he was talented, man, and he scored. I think he scored 21 goals in the Ligue 1 season, and obviously he came for a humongous price tag. And
yeah, I mean, again, the price tag is you definitely put an asterisk next to it because it's not realistic. There was a lot more that went behind it, but yeah, man. At the end of the day, that's what people see. That's what people expect. They expect an elite player coming in for that price tag and start performing. And he's had glimpses where he looks like okay, now he's hitting his stride, but then he's never shown that he fits the system that we're trying to play. He's that kind of player that all right, I'll throw him on to cause some chaos and because he will create a chance on goal. Will it go in? We don't know, but he'll create one. But for the system, he doesn't fit.
And another big example, he doesn't start for Ivory Coast. Like he doesn't start for them at all. Like I checked the other day, I'm pretty curious about Nicolas Pepe and about his national team. I guess starting record. I checked, he doesn't start any of the games, which not only shows that he can't do it in Arsenal system, but he also can't do it for his national team, which it sucks. I like him, man, but he's definitely a talented player. Just I don't think this league was just built for him, and also he never
adapted.
He never adapted.
He never built his body for the league. He looks the same. He looks exactly Martinelli, Odegaard, Emil Smith Rowe. They all came out and said, "I changed my diet. I started putting muscle on because this is a different league. This is a different animal." Pepe never had it, unfortunately. I was super excited for him because I thought I saw the flair, I saw the speed, the left footedness. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the kind of player that we want to see." But he never mounted it to what we expected from him. It is what it is. I think that signing is a good example for what a bad regime is, because that's what we had at the time. We had a bad sporting director. We had, when Emery was there, still he didn't even want Pepe to begin with. So there's already a disconnect between coach and the club. So that to me is a prime example of what bad team management and recruiting looks like compared to what this season is. Look what the players that we brought in this summer window is completely. There's not one player that we brought in since Arteta's been here, with the exception Willian, that is a Pepe-like signing. It's all been young, again, Willian, exception, and David Luiz, but young, players that they're developing. Maybe you have Cedric Palomari in there, but they don't even play. Everybody who he signed from this summer has been playing, so. Arsenal win 2-0 against Newcastle at home. Next, they have United traveling away, which we'll talk about that soon. Norwich Wolves draw 0-0. Wolves, who we thought were on the come up.
They're still in pretty decent position on the table.
No, but they drew Norwich.
New manager bounced.
Oh God! All right, so let's talk about Liverpool and this scoreline of 4-0 being some kind of deja vu. Oh wait, it did happen last week, didn't it? Damn it! So 4-0 against Southampton again.
How do you do your B team like that?
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. That's your feeding club.
Yeah, exactly.
Not anymore. They gave us Lovren. Come on, Lovren, really?
Oh yeah.
Let's smug things.
The Smug is the best 11 in the world, bro. What you mean?
Well, FC Salzburg are a feeder club now, but Southampton, yeah, interesting club. But on this game, my main take was Thiago and Fabinho. I think if they can stay fit for the majority of the season, Liverpool have every chance to win the league. And it kind of sucks because they're both kind of, especially Thiago, was injury prone. But this game, although Thiago kind of gave the ball away at times, I think you just saw his class, and especially him and Fabinho. Those two are they complement each other so well. You have Fabinho destroying play, and obviously Thiago controlling the tempo and whatnot. And it helps out the team more just because, especially their front forwards, they can just click better.
Yeah.
And although I kind of said about Jota, he's not the best link-up player like maybe Firmino is, but this game, he definitely showed he can link up like Firmino because I saw he was able to get in between the lines like Firmino. And at times, before in games, he'd do that, but he wouldn't do anything with it. I remember kind of the West Ham game. And although everyone was pretty poor in that game, he wasn't able to do it. And there's many prime examples that Jota wasn't able to do it. But in this game, he was. And if he can be able to do that, along with his poaching ability, which is ridiculous.
His headering too, which
exactly,
for a small guy, he's phenomenal.
He's able to get in these positions that, for especially like you mentioned, a small guy, it's ridiculous. And if he can improve his game on that aspect that Firmino probably has over him, because right now, if you're giving me an option between Jota and Firmino, I'm taking Jota every day of the week. Just because, first of all, he has the higher ceiling, and right now on current form, he's better.
He's scoring goals.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, that's what the game is about.
Exactly, but with Salah, I feel like if I'm Salah, I'd want Firmino back just because. Exactly. Exactly. With Jota, it's kind of opposite. But I mean, those front three of Mane, Jota, and Salah right now are ridiculous form.
Yeah. I mean, as far as attack goes, you guys have arguably, if not the best front three in the world. I would say.
I would say so right now.
But yeah, man, Jota and again, just don't think that you guys still have the likes of Harvey Elliott who are still hurt. And you guys are. I've read you guys are linked to Pulisic.
I'd take him. It
He
Klopp,
changed the game for Chelsea, by the way, when he came on.
He's a phenomenal super sub.
yeah, no, he's great. I wish Klopp bought him back in it was 2019. He was actually linked to Liverpool. He'd be a great player, but he's just always injured. Yeah. He's always a great option for Chelsea, but I feel like on this game I kind of still saw like the same defensive issues, where the team and obviously Liverpool won 4-0. It's all happy days, and I'm happy as well during the time and right now. But at times I saw it kind of like reminded me of the Brighton game at times where the opposition were able to pick up the ball in like kind of small pockets, especially in and around the two center backs, which that game was Van Dijk and Konate, and especially behind Fabinho, like the Southampton were kind of able to pick up the ball right behind Fabinho, and then when you pick up the ball right there, you have two options or three options where you have a left or a right forward running, making runs in behind and whatnot. And you definitely saw that with Alisson. He made like 2 key saves, which I hope it does improve because if it does not, I feel like in big games, a better team would take the Southampton are not good. They're not good at all.
Let me ask you this: how? And I'm not trying to troll. I'm generally asking you this: how many trophies has Klopp won since he's been there?
Like major or
major?
Trophies? Two,
and he's been there for what?
2015.
So 6 years. Is there a failure for you if he doesn't achieve something this year? Like, is it I mean, for 6 years, 2 major trophies. If you look at the face of that, it's not a good turnaround. But what he's done for the club, completed turn them around, build a great foundation, a great system that they can actually work with going forward. He's done phenomenal. But as far as actual trophies, then something to show for it, all he has is 2 trophies. Are you happy with that? Are you okay with where let's say he leaves next season or at the end of the season? Would you be happy with where he left you guys?
In the current position where he would leave us, yes. But looking at it as overall and his time at the club, probably not. Just because I wouldn't know that he would have gotten so close. I always think this. In the season of 2018/2019, Liverpool could have had the chance of becoming Premier League winners, European Cup winners, and becoming invincible.
Oh yeah,
and
that would have cemented his name in
every now and then. I lay my head on the pillow and just think, damn, if Klopp would have started Fabinho at City away, Liverpool would have been Premier League and invincible winners and European Cup winners, which would arguably probably put them as a top 3 team of probably all time.
Yeah, because it was goal based that year, right? That's City won.
No, City won it by 1 point, and it was the main deciding factor was which Liverpool exactly. Liverpool drew 7 games that season, but John Stones was able to clear the ball off the line, which is cleared by 11 millimeters or 7. And I always think of that was just like Klopp. Yes, he achieved a lot considering where Liverpool were. But I was like, when you think about it a little bit more deeper, it was like, damn, he could have achieved a lot more, which is fine because he was able to get to a Champions League final in 2018, which Liverpool at that time had no business doing. Yeah. Although they were kind of on the weaker side of the bracket that tournament against Madrid, Salah got injured. Maybe if Salah didn't get injured, never know. Maybe it's a different story. And the next season, he lost to City by 1 point. So if he were to leave it's crazy. But if he were to leave next season, I would look at it not as a failure, but as an underachievement.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't say it's a failure either. You know, just again, he's literally turned you guys into one of the best teams in the world. So, but yeah, so Liverpool win that game 4-0 against Southampton. We travel on to another Liverpool legend, Steven Gerrard, as he travels to play his old rival on the pitch, Patrick Vieira, and to beat him in a 2-1. Good start to his coaching career in the Premier League and for Aston Villa. 2 wins on the bounce. We shall see what happens next as they face Man City.
That game was actually pretty good. I watched most of it. Yeah. And the last 10 minutes were nail biting, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crystal Palace.
Villa got a red card, right? Huh? Villa got a red card.
Villa, yes. Villa. No. It was gonna be Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz got sent off.
But it was yellow. They changed.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they changed it.
Oh, because I saw the I saw the notification. I was like, red card.
Like, I got it. I started watching, and they're like, no, they retracted. It was a foul, yes, but they give it a yellow. That's good. But bro, the last 10 minutes were insane. Like that's in minute 90. I think it was 92, 94. I think it was like 92. They scored
95.
Okay. They scored to make it 2-1, and they still had chances to score another one. It was the last 10 minutes was phenomenal, bro. It was such a good game to watch.
Damn.
But man, kudos to Aston Villa, bro. They're doing their job, and they're looking good. I'm not saying that they're like fuck, afraid of them, but they're in the right path to maybe be top 10 this season.
So would you say is the new manager bounce or Steven Gerrard is implementing what he?
For now, I'll keep it as new manager bounce.
Okay, all right. So I think today's team is new manager bounce.
I'd give it half on that.
I think this Man City game will see a good. I want to say a measuring stick because every game's a measuring stick.
Correct.
But just to see how his team perform, if they show fight, I would say it's progress. If they bend down and take it at the ass like Arsenal did that 5-0 game, then there's a problem.
Wait, this is like totally off topic, but going into when you face City, do you expect a loss?
Yes. I mean, going to Liverpool, I was expecting a loss too. I just didn't want to tell you that because I'm not gonna admit it to your face, but now I will.
But so when you watch games like that, what do you like? Do you
what's feeling in my stomach?
Yeah.
It's just agony. Like, just get this game over with. Like, there's a small, like, I would say maybe like 5% of me is like, all right, on a good day, we get a few lucky opportunities. It'll be our day. Look at Chelsea. A couple years ago, I think last year, where we beat them by 1 goal, but the entire game was on our side.
It was a Jorginho back pass, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny because football, you talk about it.
Bro. So yeah, remember that Jorginho? Again, we scored a goal and we just the whole entire game. Sometimes in my mind, like, we could get those results. 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's our chant. But I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, when it comes to Man City, I throw in Chelsea every now and then if they're home, and Liverpool, and Anfield. Yeah, I'm definitely not enjoying that game at all whatsoever. I'm more hands in my face than I am, hands in the air. But yeah, man. Steven Gerrard walked away with a 2-1 to end the 3 points on this one. Patrick Vieira starting to hit a little bit of a not a downward spiral, but a rough run of results. We'll see if you can turn that around. The next game, I really want to just mention this game mainly because of the fans, and we briefly spoke about this beforehand. How Brighton hosted Leeds, and the game ended in 0-0. If you look at the stats, Brighton did dominate the majority of the game, which is, again, that seems to be their theme, where they just can't get the finishing goal. But what was really upsetting is that the fans of Brighton started booing Graham Potter and the performance.
Which is it's very. It's just harsh. It's just harsh.
When they get promoted, they got promoted.
I don't know.
Mark, can you check when they got promoted?
Who?
Brighton.
Yeah.
So realistically, and no offense to any Brighton fans, if you guys are listening to this, and if you are, we really appreciate you, and come share your voice on the bench. But no offense to any Brighton fans, you guys usually are not our top 10 team.
Yeah.
So Graham Potter has done wonders with this team and where he's been able to achieve with them. Again, he was top 4 a month ago. So why are they booing him? That's just fucked up.
It's just, and also his ability to
get the best out of the players he actually has.
Like, he brought in Cucurella, which, if I'm not mistaken, he got man of the match that game.
Cucurella is amazing.
Exactly, and he got the best out of Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah.
He got 50 mil out of Ben White.
Got money out of that.
And if I'm a Brighton fan, I'm like, yo, this guy's like, although obviously they haven't been on an amazing run of form, and if I'm not mistaken, they haven't won a game since September. I think so, but they're what, ninth or 10th? They're 9th place right now, bro. I'm happy right now. Yeah, if I'm a Brighton fan, like, I probably wouldn't have ever imagined Brighton being in 9th place earlier this season. They were like 4th, 5th place.
Yeah. When were they promoted?
They were first year was 17-18.
So they're recently a promoted team. They should be in a relegation battle.
Yep.
Yeah, they're one of those that just stuck around.
So if he can do with what Sean Dyche did for Burnley, that's a success. Bringing a team that's from the Championship to be a consistent, at least a mid-table team in the Premier League, and to hear the fans booing, I think that's harsh. It's kind of fucked up.
And they didn't even lose.
They didn't lose. That's the thing.
And they kept the clean sheet.
They kept. Graham Potter was
Leeds, and although Leeds are like terrible,
team.
exactly.
And even Graham Potter, you see that at the end, he's like confused, like, why are they bowling right now? Like, what the fuck? But I think that might just push him over the ledge, maybe to another team. We'll see. But that leads us to our next game: Man City versus West Ham. How'd you guys feel about this game? Did you feel like it was a Man City dominant performance?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah. I don't know. I just with Man City, I either have this feeling or I don't, and I just had this feeling before the game. I was like, yeah, Man City are just they're gonna pick up the points here. But if they're away, I probably would have said West Ham probably draw. But at home, I would just feel like City, especially against kind of like those kind of teams that kind of float around the top four. They usually we probably expect them to probably drop points.
Yeah.
But they didn't steamroll West
No.
Ham, but they picked up the 3 points.
One team that I won't not one team, but one player that really caught my attention this game was Declan Rice. He was just all over the pitch and literally doing everything that he could for just to at least salvage a point at that point of the game. But yeah. Would you say this is his last season there and he's going somewhere else next season?
I think so. It also
And where?
depends if West Ham get into Champions League.
Okay.
Because if West Ham get into Champions League, if I'm Declan Rice and I'm the captain of West Ham Football Club, I'm not missing out on playing
Look,
like-
he was the captain of Ireland and he left to play for England.
it was Ireland though.
You could have gone and played in the Euros.
Ireland is shit.
West-
Sorry, no offense to Irish fans again. but,
Well, look.
Jack Grealish left Ireland for England.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That sucks, man. That's fucked up. But I mean, yeah,
that'd be like we're all from Guatemala. That'd be like a up and rising player from Guate going to Mexico and then them winning like
look at Diego Costa, Brazilian player. There's a lot of players that done that. It's
They'll all
pretty,
do it. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch. But yeah, I mean, Man City beat West Ham 2-1. They get closer to Chelsea as they drop points, which we will talk about shortly. I personally watched a bit of this game. I'd say maybe like on 70 minutes of the game. Then I stopped watching it because it was just like I gotta do some work around the house. But yeah, Man City just continued just steamrolling, possession and just cut you by 1,000 cuts. And then
And if you've noticed City's past wins, you'll notice it without a certain number 10 in the name of Jack Grealish.
flop.
Really?
I mean, it's played.
No, come on.
If you spend $100 million on a player and he's on the bench, as a flop.
Really?
You spend $100 million to sit on the bench.
You think he's a flop right now?
That is the biggest flop.
To his benefit right now, he wasn't on the bench.
He wasn't on the bench. He was like,
Nah,
you're
come
so
on.
shit. You're
Let
not
me-
even
let me
going on the
find
bench.
out if
Come
he's
on.
injured.
If he's injured, that's a different story.
Come on. He's not a flop right now.
I mean, dude, what has he done since he came in? He's not a flop because he's not making them do bad, but he's not improving them.
I don't know.
Has he? Tell me, has he improved them?
No.
So if you're making $100 million $100 million signing for a player and it doesn't improve your team like you expect him to, what is that considered?
But in this context, Grealish isn't a flop. Not yet.
Wait, so when?
We'll have to see the end of the season.
All right. But as of right
He
now,
could be. Yeah, it's kind of like it's leaning towards a flop, but right now,
leaning towards it.
I mean, I believe he hasn't played the past 3 games, and he has a knee injury.
And whatever. And the first games he hasn't done. When he did play, he hasn't done shit.
yeah, that's true.
He had that
He
one
was-
goal.
Was it tapping? I think it was.
Yeah, it was
I think it was his 100 goal in Premier League.
It just
It was barely a tap in, bro. I think the ball hit him.
Yeah, bounced off. Yeah, it bounced off of him. Look, I like Jack Grealish because I enjoyed watching him on Aston Villa, but as of right now, he has not made them better, and he has not been playing, and they look
So
dominant.
he's a flop in your
As
book.
of right now,
In your
that
eyes,
$100 million Grealish signing is a flop for Man City. They should have got for Harry Kane. That's it.
hot take.
That's a hot take.
Next game, we have Leicester versus Watford 4-2. Leicester walk away with 3 points there. Burnley Spurs got suspended due to the snowstorm. They couldn't get it out. And Pep actually did shout out the staff for getting the snow off the pitch quick, which
That shit was crazy. The way that they
crazy.
got-
I remember watching it, and I saw halftime. It was like kind of still snow on the pitch. I was like, if y'all don't clean that up quickly, y'all getting fired.
Yo, so yeah, he shouted them out in his press conference, give them men of the match. So congratulations to the staff members at Man City. Brentford versus Everton. So 2 things I want to ask you guys: Are Everton this shit, or are Brentford just really good?
No, Everton is shit.
I have to agree with
Well, Benitez is the next favorite manager to be sacked at the moment. So there's a couple names out there that have been making some rounds that maybe not for Everton, but are available.
Ollie?
Ollie at the wheel. Oh man, I want to see that again.
Ollie's tricky toffee blues.
Let us know who you guys think should take over Everton, or if Benitez should stick around and try to get a ton of results here. But it looks like
Wasn't he appointed this season?
he left Newcastle.
And yeah, I know that.
He left China.
I thought he was in Newcastle before.
No, he left Newcastle because they didn't give him money.
Yeah.
And they promised him money. They didn't, but that was like 2 seasons ago.
And then he went
Damn, is that
to
long
China,
already?
and then he left China too.
Damn, is that long already?
Yeah, but the thing is that he came in also, if I'm not mistaken, they offered him money and they didn't give him much.
Well, it looks like he's the next one to go. So a good thing Newcastle didn't keep him around because, he's doing really bad with Everton. But Brentford 1-0, they're looking pretty good too. Let's see what they're on the table right now. Do you guys know? Any idea? Take a wild guess.
11th.
12th. Close.
12? That's pretty good.
Pretty good for a Brentford team that again just got promoted. So we'll see how they continue their run. Do you guys think Tony will get a move after this season? Because he's probably been the one making the most noise, and David Rea as well.
Well, he's actually a pretty big Liverpool fan. I've seen on social media. He was like on this podcast. He was saying, "I'm a huge Liverpool fan, and if they coming for me, I'm going to Liverpool."
He also said that Arsenal need a striker, and he'll come to Arsenal. So.
Would you take him?
I mean, at the moment, yeah, because my man's really bad, but I would. I feel like he actually kind of fits our system in the fact that he's one, he can be a target man, just put the ball on him, he'll distribute it, or he can drop in. I think he has a good link-up play too. So I don't know, Tony, and that's what I give Brentford credit for their Moneyball style recruitment. So it has been working out very well for them.
But I should watch more games of them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Brentford Everton. Brentford walk away with the 3 points at home, and then we bring it to the biggest matchup of the weekend, which was Chelsea versus Manchester United. The biggest news of this game is Ronaldo got dropped by Michael Carrick, his first game in, but they didn't really need him, honestly. I think Carrick got the calls right. I'm gonna give John, aka Gat, his minute on the soapbox, so he can. I'll speak for him, so you can live vicariously through my voice.
And Eric quotes.
So I'm just gonna read exactly what he says, so that way I don't butcher anything. Decent game, looking better, but still have areas that need improving, such as passing decisions. Looked good on the press, but after a while, it looked like they started getting tired and they couldn't wait for halftime to get a breather. Unlucky for Jorginho. Was so nervous on that break. Was expecting a pass with the luck of being too quick and offside. But great composure from Sancho. Fred actually had a decent game, but unfortunately, it'll only be remembered by his pro club's failed chip when he thought Tuchel was holding down wide to pull Mendy out more. I feel like Diego said that. Unlucky pen, but you can't argue with the call. De Gea came up big with his trademark foot save. No Varane and Maguire, but defense held its own. Bailly is still iffy at times, but we did enough to hold Chelsea. Could have gone either way. You can tell Carrick has more tactical experience, but I'm excited for Rangnick to come in. The boys will be whipped into shape given his style of play with a lot of pressing and getting rid of the ball quickly. Possession is one back. He inspired the legs of Klopp, Tuchel, so it will be good to see how he shapes the team for the rest of the season. Tough games ahead, home to Arsenal, but it'll be a good game for sure. A lot to kind of break down in what he said there. So let me kind of pull the message up back in so we can kind of dive into it and get his we'll look at it from his perspective and then break it up from there, right? So the first thing that he did mention that kind of caught my interest was in this whole thing is Fred looked good until that chip. How do you guys view Fred's performance that game? I think he was average.
I think he was average. I think people are just like Fred's a decent player. Like he's not shit. He's decent.
He's not an elite player.
Exactly, but I feel like people look into it. I feel like when he has the average game, people are saying, "Oh, he did so well."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I kind of wanted you to say it without me saying it because I feel like everybody probably thinks that he United, which I kind of do, but we'll that for later. But no, yeah, he has an average game, and I feel like they kind of blow it out of the water sometimes just to kind of make sense of him.
I mean, he's decent. He's decent for Brazil.
Yeah,
like, although he gets clowned,
he starts for Brazil.
He starts for Brazil alongside Casemiro, and he's fine for them. And with United, he's, in my opinion, he's probably better than McTominay. Probably a lot more better things than a midfielder should do. McTominay probably just has more athleticism. He can probably strike the ball better than Fred. But Fred's decent. I mean,
dude, honestly, after watching McTominay this game, I thought McTominay was thought he could be a really good player.
I thought so as well.
I don't know anymore.
I used to think McTominay was better than Fred.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago,
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, Fred is definitely better than this guy.
They put
McTominay
them
just
together so they can make one solid good player.
But the thing is that it works in reverse. What you saying?
I was just saying McTominay just gets frozen out a lot of the time.
Yeah, dude. Like I feel like if Fred kind of picks up the work for him and McTominay, which is why it looks so bad. But with Matic there, which was a call on carry for dropping Ronaldo, that's why I give him credit for that. I questioned in the beginning because you're going against the Chelsea side and they're gonna sit deep. Are you sure you want to do that? But I mean, it worked out to the benefit, and they got to go without Ronaldo. A straight count. I think they had 3 opportunities from a Chelsea corner kick. Chelsea's biggest weakness are their own set pieces because they're so committed to the attack that they have Jorginho in the back who is going to either give a bad back pass to Kepa,
He's slow as a turtle.
slow as a turtle on the turn, and can't
Kepa.
even trap the ball. And it goes right into Sancho's feet and he takes it out.
Which on that goal, Rashford, what are you doing, bro? He was offside for that. My word, if that goes wrong, if Sancho passes the ball, which I mean,
Good thing he didn't. And
Right.
Credit to Sancho because he
Yeah.
dipped his shoulder just enough to commit Mendy. But I think
That
that's
was-
just Rashford not playing enough.
that was just phenomenal confidence by Sancho. But on the other hand, Rashford, like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was offside for Jorginho. You couldn't even catch up. All you had to do was just stay in line with the ball. That's it. But one of my main notes on this particular game was Matic, just because it's kind of a shame he's pretty up there in age. Just because if he was a lot younger, he'd be quality. I saw someone make a pretty good point on social media, which I thought about. It's like, yeah, it's completely true. Matic always has a phenomenal game, a good game. And this game wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't like a crazy game, but a good game when he has 2 runners alongside him who can run down the pitch and up.
Yeah.
And right, so he has Fred and McTominay who are just, they won't get tired.
Yeah.
All Matic has to do is he's a pretty good distributor. He can also break a play. So I was like, damn, if Matic is maybe like 4 years younger, he'd be a quality DM for United.
And that's why I give credit to Carrick for actually having the balls to drop Ronaldo and make that call and put in a guy who's up there in age who hasn't been playing that much.
In a big game as well.
In a big game.
Wasn't like some against
No, it wasn't
against Chelsea,
like,
the European Cup winners and top of the league right now.
Exactly. So credit to him for getting that. But I think now would be a good time to kind of talk about their new appointee in Rangnick because although we can talk about this United team all we want, Thursday is going to be a brand new team. Maybe not name-wise, but definitely the way they set up, the way they perform, the way they even walk out on the pitch is going to be different. God said it himself, very strict. He's very pressing. Couple things, though. We all know Liverpool, Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans, maybe not Chelsea fans because they just throw money at all the problems, but Man City fans, for example, in order to have a system, you have to have the right players. Do United, in your opinions, and Mark, I'll go to you first, do United have the right players to bring this pressing football that Rangnick is known for? What's it called? A good
Gegenpressing.
Gegenpressing. There you go.
Fuck. I mean, overall, I've always thought, and I'm sticking to what I said at the beginning of the season. I always thought that this team had it to win it all. And
Do you still stand by that?
yes, I just don't know enough from the coach that's coming in. I
Yeah,
know where he's
that's
coming
fair.
from.
That's fair.
I
He's
know
seen
what
his records, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know enough of him to be able to say, okay, this is what he might do for this team. So off of what the team is right now, the players, I think they'll do a good job on pressing.
Okay.
I don't want to say that I'll stick to my gut and say that they're gonna win it all because as of right now, it looks almost impossible. But
Yeah.
I mean, hey, January coming along really quickly, and we'll start seeing if they can do it or not.
Or Nate, before you answer, I'm gonna give you more perspective because Marco made a good point. We don't know much about this guy coming in. He's coached at multiple teams, but mainly known for Hoffenheim and RB Leipzig, where he's built the team from the ground up. Like these weren't big football clubs in Germany. They are. I'm sorry, misquoted. They were big clubs, but they weren't as dominant as they are now. Maybe not Hoffenheim, but Leipzig, for example, are in Germany. So he's created that foundation, that culture. United, I wouldn't say are in the same situation as Leipzig were or Hoffenheim were, but they are in a weird situation where they have a lot of older players who are closer to the end of their career. Now I bring it to you. Does his style of play suit these players? Is Ronaldo going to press? Is Matic going to press? Is Cavani going to press?
I don't know. I think they definitely need some personnel
New personnel?
to fit his mold. But they definitely have a couple players who can probably fit that.
100%.
But it's just whether can he get them to press in the correct way, because we always see like Rashford or Bruno. We see them press maybe like on the eye, like, oh my god, they're running after the ball. But when he kind of deep into it a little bit more, they're just running after the ball.
Just by himself.
There's no structure behind it and whatnot. But there is a foundation there because they're at least trying to run after to trying to set up the press or whatnot. And
so the work rate is there.
And with pressing, it's all about like triggers and whatnot. And if he's able to set that foundation, which they already kind of have, then it's only building up from there. But they definitely need some new personnel. They only have a couple of players who probably can fit into his mold. Probably like Bruno and maybe Cavani, because Cavani's probably a workhorse, and probably Fred, to be honest.
I think Bruno too.
Yeah,
Is it Bruno?
Yeah, I said Bruno.
Yeah. Bruno. I think Bruno's a great presser. The way I think he's really good at pressing, and maybe Greenwood and Rashford just because of the pace. But who would you say if you're Rangnick and you're coming to this team? Who's your first signing?
Jeez.
Don't say Haaland because he's going to Real Madrid.
I mean, this transfer window or starting fresh, new season.
Like whenever. Like
But the thing is that it's harder to pick for the winter transfer because they're very limited.
If that's what you're the new coach coming into Manchester United, and you got to perform.
Declan Rice still. I always say Declan Rice for United until
You
they probably sign him.
You could jump that one, yeah.
Yeah. Probably no right back. I don't know. Wan-Bissaka he's not good.
I think Bissaka has that De Gea effect where he does a couple good things and it looks very nice on the eye, but he does the simplest things wrong.
I think like I think definitely like the new modern era of football has definitely probably like not brainwashed us into thinking. This sounds like so harsh. Probably like taught us into thinking like he's fast and he can tackle strong and he's so good on the 1v1, which is just like I always say he's the best 1v1 defender in the world. But in terms of actual defending and defending in so many aspects of actual defending, he's not good at it. And
look, there's a reason why he plays for Manchester United as a starting right back and he's not called up for England at all.
Yeah.
If Maitland Niles is getting called ahead of him, there's a problem.
And I don't know. He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit United.
Maybe he came from Crystal Palace.
He came from Crystal Palace for a pretty 50 mil, I think.
I think that might suit him more.
What?
Like not having that big pressure of playing for United. Like maybe not saying the Crystal Palace aren't a big club, but having a club where kind of it's not that much pressure. I think with him is just the pressure gets to him. I don't know. Maybe this could be just me talking on my ass. He's a professional player. He uses pressure all the time, but sometimes when you go to a big club, you just don't get the same output that you get when you were on your previous club. It is Hazard, prime example. Like at Chelsea, and unfortunately, it's because he's out of shape and likes hamburgers too much and always injured. But
he's injured right now again.
Of course he is. But it doesn't happen for everybody.
Want to talk about flops? That's a big flop.
That's a big flop ever.
Yeah. Yo, would you consider Bell a flop?
No.
Okay, how about to say no? If anybody ever calls Bell a flop, I'll just smack you in the face.
I never call him flop.
What?
I said I'd never call him a flop.
Okay. I just said flop. I was like, wait, what?
Well, like on Wan-Bissaka, like there's a lot of clips going around where like he's decent on the ball. He can actually control the ball and play 1-2s, and he can do that at times, which is pretty funny because we always kind of like box him in towards this like he's kind of like awkward on the ball and kind of does like weird movements when running and whatnot. But he just doesn't do them enough consistently, which it doesn't really matter if you can do that 1 out of every 5 games. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. But if you can do them 4 times or 3 times out of 5 games, then
it's a different story.
Exactly.
I'm actually gonna use what you just said as a very good a point that we're brainwashed in the sense that when we see highlights of a player, it's just their highlights. They only show the good. They don't show the bad. So when you say, oh yeah, we saw these highlights of this player, it's like, okay, but show me the rest. Show me what he's doing off the ball. Show me what he's doing when the ball's on the other side of the pitch. We don't see that. And I think that's a good point you made, that we get brainwashed by seeing highlight clips of a player on YouTube. But okay, you show me just one aspect of the game. There's so much more now. And I think the transition of goalkeepers, how we see them now, has really exploited that. Just how you have to be good on all sides of the ball now. It's not like if you're a defender, you can't just defend. You have to attack. You have to pass.
That's why I got to give credit to so much of like the kind of the slower defenders and whatnot. Maybe like a John Terry. Now, though he was ridiculously slow, but he was an incredible center back who understood the game. Like no, he's probably the best Premier League center back of all time. And he was incredible for his he wasn't the tallest guy. He also wasn't the fastest guy, maybe like a Rio at the time. But his understanding of the game was incredible. And on the other hand, we have Wan-Bissaka, who's incredible at tackling, decent pace on him. But on the other aspect of defending, where he can't even defend his back post. Which if you can't defend your back post in a lot of big games, I mean, United went out 3-2 last year against Leipzig because he couldn't defend the back post against Angelino. So it's just, you know what I mean?
We'll see, man. We'll see if United what they decide to do. But Rangnick we'll see if his hard style, like no nonsense football, strains these players and gets them into shape.
The biggest takeaway with how do you pronounce it?
I'm saying Rangnick from now on.
Rangnick? Is it Ragnick or Rangnick?
It's Ralph to me.
Let's call him Ralph.
Ralph.
My boy Ralph. The biggest take with him is it's not what he'll do actually managing the team on the touchline. It's what he'll probably do upstairs because he's a mastermind tactician.
That's what he was running for.
Exactly. I feel like people bash on him too much. Especially these like. I don't know much about him, but what I do know, he's a master tactician and whatnot. But he's won jack shit with every team that he's coached. But I won't look into that too much because he's not the official manager of Manchester United Football Club. He'll be there for the end of the season. Then he'll go to a higher position where he'll be kind of controlling everything from a higher position, which
building
is
the club.
Exactly.
Which we'll be kind of scared because if you could do what he did with Hoffenheim and RB Leipzig to United, build a Liverpool, for example, or a Man City who are just every year just dominant, then we're gonna have a big problem. And I don't know, but that's all we got for these matchups that happened this past weekend. Now let's get into this week's matchups coming up, starting off tomorrow. And kicking it off this week is Newcastle Norwich. Newcastle are on a horrible run right now. Eddie Howe just came back against Arsenal. So we'll see if they can avoid the relegation battle. I think we're all kind of hoping for that to kind of prolong their dominance in English football with all the money they got.
I kind of forgot they got taken over.
I know. That's why I think everybody's hoping they get relegated. So that way that money we won't see come into play until they eventually make it back, which hopefully won't be too soon. You gonna say something?
I was going to say it would be what, 22, 23, right?
Well, yeah, if they get relegated 24. This year, it'll be for 22, 23, and 23, 24. Next, we got Leeds Crystal Palace. We'll see how Vieira, if he can turn it around, traveling away. Southampton hosting Leicester. Wolves versus Burnley. West Ham versus Brighton. West Ham at home. Could be an interesting game. We'll see if the Brighton fans continue to boo. Watford versus Chelsea. Aston Villa versus Man City. This is going to be a good test for Steven Gerrard. How do you see this game going? Nick, I'll go to you first because this is your boy.
Damn. Nah, man. 2-1 City. It'll be close. Gerrard will be close to getting a point, but City just have better players at the end.
All right.
Which is, I mean, it's
not a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, as Man City have boatloads of money. That's the reality of the world. But I'm gonna give Man City 3-1.
For me, it's best case scenario tie, but I think it's Man City's walking away with it.
Okay. Thanks for staying on the fence, Marco. Next, we got the Merseyside Derby, where Everton are in a horrible run right now, where Rafa Benitez's head is on the line, and Liverpool have won their past 2 games 4-0. So that tells me they're going to win this game 8-0.
They should, technically.
Nick, talk to me. How's this game? I'll go to you last, Marco. What's the result for this game?
5-0.
5-0. I'm actually.
You want me to go into more detail?
No, I'm actually. Oh, goal scores?
Oh, of course.
And times?
Oh no, the times that's pushing.
Left or right foot? Oh.
All right, Saka
on team. Okay, on to the next. I'll go next.
2 goals left-footed. Jota has goal and assist. That's 3 goals, right?
It's 4.
No.
Well,
wait. It depends who Jota assists.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna assist Mane.
Okay, so that's 4.
That's 4, and then one from a midfield. Who do I want to give him a goal? You know what? No, it's coming from Alexander Arnold.
Okay.
And
I'm
I just jinxed them and Everton.
I'm
Everton
actually
5-0.
inclined to agree with your score line, so I am gonna also say 5-0.
I'm like completely the opposite.
What you gonna do? 5-0?
No. It's just like Liverpool's record away at Goodison Park is like it's not good at all.
Yeah.
They suck right now, but we all say, and people listening to us, if you listen to other podcasts, you probably heard this a million times. You probably get bored of it, but like in games of this, form goes out the window.
Yeah,
Every
derbies,
time.
Yeah, it becomes cagey, but
And I just hope Thiago and Firmino start, and whoever starts alongside them, they'll probably get carried by those two. So 2-1 Liverpool.
all right.
Yeah, it'll be a cagey game, but I think 2-1.
All right, 2-1 Liverpool. So the next game, I think this is gonna be actually cagey game, just because they've been a good run, and I'm talking about Brentford right now, traveling over to White Hart Lane to Spurs, and Conte recently came out saying that his players are not good enough. Pretty much said that.
How would you feel as a Spurs player? Like, would you like?
How would I feel as a player if my coach came out saying my players aren't good enough? Gutted. Damn. Or I could be motivated to show him that I'm good enough. You can go either way. It depends on the mentality that you have.
Just defines the player.
So maybe he's trying to get a reaction out of the players. I don't know. I genuinely think that he is actually 100% on the money, that he does not have the players to fit his style of play.
No, of course.
But hosting Brentford, who are in good form, playing very attacking football, no matter who they go up against. How do you guys see this game going?
I feel like I always lean towards the Spurs win. I don't know why.
I'm gonna go with the Brentford just because knowing what Leeds was able to do to them. And I believe that they still lost, but they lost by the minimum, right?
I think it was 2-1 or something.
It was 2-1, yeah. So if Leeds were able to do it, knowing how attacking they are, I think Brentford should be able to walk away with a win on this one.
I'm gonna go draw. I'm gonna go draw 1-1, maybe 2-2, just because Spurs don't seem to be a high scoring team at the moment. So, and Brentford, just like you said, are very good. But yeah, 1-1, and then we go to the matchup of the week, which is gonna be Manchester United hosting our lovely Arsenal. Marco, you're probably like wondering why you're so down right now. Like, why do you seem not excited?
Are you confident?
I'm not as confident as I would have been.
I would have been confident if Ollie was still on the wheel.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I would have to say that this game against Chelsea was a good example for me to see that they have what it takes to compete with the best of the best. All they were missing was a good manager. We're still missing a good manager. Carrick, I don't think he's the guy, but hopefully they give him a contract. But obviously too late now. But yeah, no. If Ollie was still at the wheel, I'd be singing at the top of my lungs. Sock, I know it's wrong, but no, it's definitely it's gonna be a cagey one. I'm a little nervous just because Ronaldo loves to go against Arsenal, and why not do on the second stint for the club, right? So I think we're in good form right now. United still haven't hit the best form for themselves. It's a good time to jump on them. Ralph is going to come in trying to do his new system, so maybe it's a good time to get him in that transition where they're trying to learn a new system. Hoping for a win. My realistic view is saying draw, not even a loss. I think we'll walk away with a point out of this game, minimum. But I'm hoping for a win. I'm going to say 2-1. Arsenal.
I'm just afraid of that new coach bounce that we've always been consistently saying.
Michael Carrick is a new bounce.
And look, they won 1-1. They didn't win, but still 1-1. So there's a result there.
They beat Villarreal. So.
Yeah. I'll go with a draw.
Okay.
It's gonna be 1-1.
Oh, as long as we're not just put out the park, bro.
I don't think so. I think and I hope we learned our lesson with Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we know what Nuno should be and should not be done.
Who starts? Nuno, Kieran, Tierney.
I think Nuno continues.
I think Tierney starts.
You think Tierney starts?
I think that's what Nuno played this past game, to give Tierney the rest and not tire him out before the game.
I mean, I was surprised that he played this past game, knowing what had happened, because I think you had mentioned he's gonna be punished for what his the bad pass and all that bullshit. But no, they were like, no, build your confidence back. Like you fucked up. Yes, all right, whatever. Game into the past, do something good, and I mean we won. So
I think Kieran.
I mean I wouldn't mind either. I haven't seen Tierney play with this line of three yet, or if they have, but it's been a while. So
he's been injured.
So if either one of them, I'll be happy with.
Mm-hmm.
But Tierney definitely more.
Yeah, just more stability. I guess
Yeah,
you
a
could say.
little bit more confidence within myself. Seeing him on the field.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, no, I agree with Marco. I feel like a 1-1, kind of like stalemate. But I asked you earlier before combined Arsenal United 11. Let's start off. Goalkeeper, Ramsdale or De Gea?
Ramsdale.
Without a doubt.
I think Ramsdale is arguably one of the best keepers in the league right now.
Yes.
Honestly, like no bias. I'm trying to be biased right now. Just based off the saves and his distribution, I think he's one of the best keepers in current form in the league at the moment. In current form,
100%.
Keyword.
So we got Ramsdale, right back. Wan-Bissaka or Tomiyasu?
Tomiyasu is better defensively.
Okay, center backs. Ron isn't fit, I believe. Is he fit?
No.
No, but are we taking a healthy United side or
Healthy.
I'm taking Varane over.
I mean, like this game, like
Like
well,
whoever's healthy
yeah,
for this game.
who's fit?
So
we have Lindelof and Maguire versus Ben White and Gabriel.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna take my guys. We have more clean sheets.
Okay, that's 5. Wait, that's
One-
4
that's-
players.
that's
That's 4
four
Five.
players.
I'll say I'm gonna take the whole back five.
Left back, Luke Shaw or Alex Tellez or
I would take my guys over them.
really?
The back five, I would give it all to our guys. The back five, just because we have clean sheets. They don't have clean sheets. They don't have one. I think they have one clean sheet.
I'll check that, but yeah.
If maybe they have one clean sheet. I don't even think they have one.
Is it-
Midfield.
Midfield. It's interesting because you guys play with the pivot, but United play
Yeah.
with the 3.
So we got Sambi and Party. We'll do 4-3-3, right? Because
Yeah.
that's probably the most common.
You have
Two clean sheets. We got 4-3-3, right? That's the most common one. So we have, I think, Bruno,
Party get in there?
not current form.
Mm.
Bruno. Who else do they have in the midfield?
Giving it to Fred?
I don't know, man. Thing is that Party hasn't really been good at all for us. So I can't talk shit about Fred knowing that Party's been no good for us either. I probably would say I probably put Matic over Fred, honestly.
That's a fair point. Yeah, fair.
Matic over Fred, and then so Matic, Bruno, and then depending who plays there, but Emil Smith Rowe
Okay.
as the two guys up top, the two
Oh,
attacking mids.
okay.
On the left side, I'm gonna have probably Rashford.
Yeah.
Down the middle,
You're
I have
Ronaldo?
to Ronaldo. God, he cannot say no.
On the right gets interesting. On the right?
I know,
It
but on
gets
the right I'm
interesting.
stuck between
Saka,
Saka and Sancho right now. I wouldn't throw Greenwood in there because he hasn't really. He's just a shot monster. Doesn't show me anything else. Sancho or Saka? I'm gonna have to say. That's hard, man. This is gonna show if I'm biased or not. So I'm gonna have to say Sancho because I don't want people to think that I'm biased. Because
Nah, bro. Say, like,
no, because I mean, let's be real. Like Saka hasn't scored many goals this season.
yeah, he hasn't played.
And neither has Sancho, but he's in. I think he may have more to offer just because he has more experience overall. Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, that's a joke. When we're talking about Manchester United is linked to fucking Martial, who mind you has a Ballon d'Or clause in his contract still. Blows my mind, but yeah, I mean, just because his experience and what we've seen him do at Borussia and what we're seeing him do now, I probably give it to Sancho over Saka.
Sancho. So it's recap of Arsenal's whole back 5 of Ramsdale,
three main
Tomiyasu,
players.
Ben White,
Four
Gabriel. and
Honestly, I think this is a perfect example of what I said, what I've believed in earlier, which is United are very top heavy. They're
Good point.
very great attackingly, but defensively, just there's no depth.
Yeah, because you're putting in 4, 5, 2, 4.
5,
Oh yeah, because you're putting up the top 3.
actually 6. The back 5, and then ESR.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the menu. It's 5, 5, and 6. Yeah.
What?
5 Man United players, 6 whatchamacallit, and the top 3 are Man United.
Yeah. That would be my probably combined 11.
All right, yeah.
Kind of hate not saying many Arsenal attacking names, especially Aubameyang, but
Yeah,
it
no,
is
I
what it
think
is, man. He's
Ronaldo-
not performing.
Ronaldo's been better. Yeah.
Probably Ronaldo's Ronaldo. I cannot throw his name in that top
You're
11.
gonna put that against Obama, Laka? Come on,
But
it's unfortunate, but you can't.
anything else? Any final thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I hate the fact that we have to watch this game on Thursday.
Yeah, it's on a Thursday, so we'll be watching it in either on our car rides home safely or I'm watching my car ride home. That's what I'm gonna be doing most likely. So
First half car, second half hopefully home.
yeah, so well we'll see. Let us know what you guys think the results gonna be. With that being said, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got, folks.
Same.
All right, we're gonna end it there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys as always. Please let us know what you want to hear about in future episodes, what games you want to see as live stream, and come share your voice. That's what this is for. We want to hear your opinions. We want to hear what you guys think about the Premier League and these teams and who's gonna win it. Because at the end of the day, I'm kind of going back and forth, so I don't know. Who's
It's
gonna win
getting
anymore.
spicy.
It's getting spicy and spicier. But we are the Benchwarmers, the bench with the voice.
We're the bench.
Is always warm.
Peace.
Peace, everybody.